10. And this chapter 10 describes the 10 subjects, the 10 topics, the 10 subjects, the 10 tattvas of a Purana. The Bhagavatam is called Bhagavat Purana. We're okay? The Bhagavad is called Bhagavat Purana, and any book that's called a Purana has to cover and deal with these 10 subjects. That's why this chapter indicates what direction the whole Bhagavatam is going to go in. Shukamuni is going to answer all the questions of Parikshit Maharaj in the next 10 cantos to 12 cantos, and will discuss these 10 subjects. So those subjects are mentioned. In verse 2 it says, the devotees describe the nature of the 9 topics in order to impart knowledge of the absolute truth, unmixed with anything else of the 10th topic. So the 9 subjects of the Bhagavatam we'll hear about in a minute. Those are described in 9 cantos of Bhagavatam, and also in the 11th and 12th. The 10th canto describes the ultimate subject, which all the other subjects and topics and tattvas originate from and are supported by, which is called the shelter, Ashraya. That means Krishna. 10th canto. So now, in verses 10th chapter, 2nd canto, verse number 3 and 4, talks about the 10 subjects of a Purana. So whenever you're talking about a Purana, you must have these subjects in them. So the Sanskrit is there. In the verse 3 has some of them. Has six are described in verse 3. Sarga means, it says, it's interesting, he doesn't say creation, he says manifestation. Creation implies the idea that it wasn't there before. I created a house. There wasn't a house here before I created it. But the universe is always there. It's just manifest and unmanifest. Oh, even the house you can say it like that also. But you manifest it from previously existing objects like bricks and wood and steel, etc. Anyway, this means that's why it's correctly translated. The manifestation of the gross material elements, tanmatras, the 10 senses, false ego, that means hankar. In other words, earth, water, fire, ether, mind, intelligence, hankara, mahatattva, and this is sarga. Visarga. He's calling the subjects are called topics, they're called subjects, they're called tattvas. Manifestation tattva, dissolution tattva, and all this stuff. So Visarga means without manifestation. So, we say unmanifest. Un means V in this case. Sarga and Visarga. So Sarga, Visarga, Stanam, Poshnam, and Uti and all that stuff. You see the next one, Manvantar. Creation of moving and not moving entities by Brahma is part of Visarga. Quote unquote, creation of jivas means giving jivas a material form with material intelligence, material senses, to engage in material enjoyment, or for pursuing liberation or practicing bhakti. Now text 4. Stanam means Krishna's protection of the devotees. So every Purana describes Krishna protecting the devotees. What's the classic example of Krishna protecting devotees in Bhagavatam? Generally, Gajendra is there, but you don't think of him. You think of him as an elephant, not as a devotee, yeah, but generally Prahlad would be the answer. But it's also correct. You can't rule it out because that comes under that category of sthana. Protecting Prahlad is the main character that got protected. So Vishnu Puran describes Prahlad, Nrsimha Leela, all the Puranas, Skanda Puran, Padma Puran. Huh? Draupadi is described Mahabharata. I don't know in Bhagavatam, I can't remember. Maybe it must be in first canto, one verse or something. Because Bhagavatam is everything in it, so there's a lot of Mahabharata and Bhagavatam and other things. Draupadi, of course, a classic example of devotee protected by Krishna. So then Poshnam means, Pushti means nourishment, so it means mercy. Without mercy you can't go anywhere. So Poshnam means Krishna's mercy. Manvantara refers to the kings who run the universe, Indra and all these different guys. Uti refers to karma. Uti means karma, means samskaras. Uti, U-T-I, it means impressions created by the jiva's actions which lead to future births. That's called samskara. You do punya samskara, you get a good result. You do papa samskara, create a papa samskara, you get a bad result. Punya and papa, do good, you get a good result. Do bad, you get a bad result. So what are the first 6 of the subjects of Bhagavatam listed in these 2 verses? Somebody tell me. Sanskrit.
Sarga Visarga.
Sarga Visarga, manifestation, and making bodies, etc.
Sthanam. And the main subject is the shelter, that is Krishna.
No, that hasn't been mentioned yet. There's 10 subjects, only 6 have been manifested. We had the game.
Sthanam, Poshanam,
I can't hear.
Uti,
What are you saying?
Manvantara.
I can't hear. What's
Sarga,
Sarga Visarga. Yeah, Sarga Visarga is right. Yes.
Sthanam.
Sthanam. What does sthanam mean?
Lord protecting devotees.
For saving devotees.
Then Poshanam,
Mercy. Manvantara.
and Uti.
What is Uti? Another name for Uti. Samskaras and karma. Because the Bhagavatam uses different words. So let's look at the commentary on page 890. The word in verse number 4 is Vaikuntha Vijay. What does this sound like? Shikshastakam. Well, there's a word in this verse number 4, Vaikuntha Vijay.
Param Vijayate, Shri Krishna Sankirtana.
Ram Vijay. So this phrase means that Krishna destroys the suffering of jiva. Krishna shows his mercy to some, to devotees performing, he says, Krishna shows his mercy to devotees performing sadhana, even if they're involved in sin by accident. So this is why we say Vaikuntha Vijay. Vaikuntha Vijay means all victory to people, Vaikuntha Vasis. Like we say, I'm a Vaishnava. What does the word Vaishnava mean?
Who took a Vaishnava Diksha.
Vishnava means Vishnu. So Vaishnava means the devotee of Vishnu. So he lives in Vaikuntha. He makes Vaishnavas victorious. Vaikuntha Vijay. So the Vaikuntha Vasis, or the aspiring Vaikuntha Vasis, are always victorious over Maya. Even if they fall into Maya, Krishna will save them. What's an example from Bhagavatam? Ajamil, 6th Canto Bhagavatam. He was a Vaishnava, and he fell into Maya and he got saved. So, Uti means impressions produced by action, That means samskaras. Impressions arising from actions. Action means karma. Low or high means sinful or pious. Cause future happiness and distress. So now the seventh subject is Ishikata, means descriptions of Lord's avatars. So the description, Bhagavatam has descriptions of the Das avatars, right? Kurma avatar, Singh avatar, Ra avatar, Vamana avatar, Krishna Balaram, Kalki, and all the Ram and all the different avatars. So that's called Ishikata. Ishikata means what else? What's another name for Ishikata?
Krishna Katha.
Krishna Katha, Hari Katha, Radha Katha, Isha Katha. Long A. Ish is masculine, Isha is feminine. Avatars and the devotees of the avatars. Story of Nrsimha Avatar and Bhakta Prahlad. And sadhana bhakti is described also. So that's the seventh subject of a Purana, is Ishikata, Harikata, about the different avatars. And the eighth one is Nirodha. It means unmanifestation. You can say destruction, or the jiva. Nirodha means the merging of the jiva, the jivatma, along with the subtle coverings following after the Lord's sleep. What is subtle coverings? What does it mean?
Man, buddhi, ahankar.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's called Linga Shriya. The Shikshana Shriya or Linga Shriya? Which is which? Shikshana Shriya means gross body, Linga Shriya means subtle body. Mahanidhi. So what is the ninth subject?
Ashra.
Eighth subject is Nirodha. Ninth subject is what?
Ashra.
Where is the Ashra? I don't see Ashra anywhere. Verse number 6.
Mukti.
Mukti.
Watch out. So those who are taking notes, this is the most important verse of the chapter. The second line is often quoted in books by our acharyas, especially Sri Goswamis and Srila Prabhupada. Muktir hidvan yatarupam sarupena vivastati. Hitva, what does hitva mean?
Benefit of someone.
No, that's heat. Heat means benefit, or what is hitva? Twa, that twa is there. Hitva, see hitva. Second line is the most important line of verse. Canto 10, Canto 2, chapter 10, verse 6 is the most important verse of the chapter. Chakra Turnam Ashesha Mandalapati, what does that mean? Six Goswami Astakam. You don't know this part?
Yes.
What does chakra mean? You don't know the words, just sing a song. That's interesting. What does Tyagi mean?
The one who gives up.
Renunciation, give up. So chakra means give up. Hitva. Mukti. You give up. Rupa, what does rupa mean?
Form.
Or body. Sundara rupa. Shama Sundara means beautiful body. Sundara rupa means beautiful feminine body. So mukti means giving up the body and getting your own body, swarupena, vivastati, and become vivastati. What does sthiti mean?
Situated.
Situated, fixated, fixed, situated, like Lidastan, Stairati, all these sthiti, sthai, stali, they all means fixed, situated. Lila stan, it's in one place, it doesn't move all around the place. So, become fixed in swarupin. Swa means what?
My self.
So this verse has two meanings. Mukti means getting fixed in your swarup, your constitutional position as Atma in Brahman, or as it was individual Siddhaya and Vaikuntha Vrindavan. So because Mayavadis give class on the Bhagavatam, and they give many, Srimad mission, and many Mayavadis are speaking on Bhagavatam, and they explain this verse means liberation to Brahman. So let's see what our Shishiguru says. Guess who? Pearls. Great acharya. True friend. Friend is someone who reminds you of Krishna. So we're talking about mukti, so let's read we had some discussion about mukti by Sri Satyanarayana Babaji from Vrindavan Jiva Institute. He's asked a question which is often asked, when one gets mukti, and goes to Vaikuntha, is there a chance that person can get Braja Bhakti? What do you say? What do you say?
If one gets mukti,
One gets mukti to Vaikuntha, can he get out of there and go to Vrindavan?
cannot attain.
Was it prison or what?
It's nice.
Maybe he
place.
already has that bhav of being in Vaikuntha.
Yeah, they cultivate Stairati, a permanent loving mood towards Dasyarati towards Vishnu or Bhagavan, and they went to Vaikuntha. So all types of mukti are eternal destination. There's no further change or destination. Once you get to Vaikuntha, that's it. Good night. Why? Because you worked. How did you get mukti to start with? You worked for it. You go to college for 5 years, you get a degree, become a doctor. You can't say, oh, I became a doctor, but come on, I become an engineer. Can I become an engineer? Yeah, go back to start again. So you worked for the goal, you got it, now be happy. Like we say in America, like it or lump it. I don't know what it means, but you like it or, that's what my mother used to say when we go on vacation. We're going to this place, that place. We're going to Canada. You pack up your bags. I don't want to go. Like it or lump it. Lump it means you have to. Have to. You know. Yeah. There's no. You can't say no. I want to go. You guys go. I'll stay here. But by that time I was 9 years old, so I cooked my own dinner. I didn't need my mother and father. You guys go. I'll take care of it. I had that kind of ego also. We can't let you say, why not? I'm a big boy. Little kid. Ego is amazing. So this mukti means freedom from all conditioned life and becoming free from the gross and subtle body, becoming situated in one's own nature. Muktir hitva yata rupam swarupam vyastati. Because Canto 2, chapter 10, verse 6. Mukti is two types. What are the two types of mukti?
Getting established in Siddhaya and getting free from.
Yeah, but another way to describe it.
Mukti in Brahman or Mukti in...
No, another way. personal and
impersonal.
impersonal. Impersonal, you don't get a, you become situated, but not with its body. The Atma remains in its pure state of Brahman. This is described by Sutta Goswami in first Canto, chapter 3, verse 33. Personal mukti, pure Atma, is invested with a spiritual body through siddhi, through your nitya swarup, which is conscious, has a nature similar to the Atma. What does the term Jivan Mukta mean?
Liberated soul.
What, is he alive or dead?
While living in this body.
Living.
Yeah, liberated soul is called sadhana siddha. So why is one called sadhana siddha, one called Jivan Mukta? What's the difference?
Jivan Mukta is while living in this body, and Sadhana Siddha is.
Right. You said it first time I heard this one, to be convinced. Testing your conviction. No. Jivan Mukta means liberated while living in a sadhaka body. This meaning is the same for Gaudiyas and awaited bodies, personalist and impersonal. Mukti means giving up bodily identification, become situated our own swarup. He again quotes this verse, very important. Mukti hidvan yatarupam swarupam vyasati. Our swarup is Krishna dasatva. Jivara swarupaya Krishna nitya das. Madhya Chaitanya Charitamrita, chapter 20, verse 108. Jiva is the servant of Hari and never anyone else. Dasabhuto Harareva Anyasya Kadachin. Public Front 226.37. We become situated in our swarup when we attain Baba Bhakti or Sthai Bhav. You see our swarup. Now it's situated. That's going to be a pretty interesting experience. This is me. Not this bag of bones I'm carrying around for 100 years. Okay, that's all I want to read from that book. So, okay, let's get on. Let's go on here. Verse number 7. This is a shelter, Ashray. Ashray is Bhagavan, Krishna, Vishnu, Ram, etc. From whom the 10th subject of a Purana is the Ashray. Purana describes Vishnu, Krishna, Ram, etc. Narayan. And Vishnu, Krishna, Ram, Narayan are the shelter of all the other 9 tattvas, subjects, and topics. Sarga, Visarga, Stanam, Poshnam, Uti, Manvantara, Ishakata, Nirodha, Mukti. No Bhagavan, no anything. Page 892. All these 9 topics are indicating Bhagavan Sri Krishna, the ultimate shelter. According to the method of worship, the Ashray is described in different ways. Sometimes he's called Param Brahman by Gyanis and Paramatma by Yogis, and who's he called by us?
Bhagavan Sri Krishna.
Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Right. No steam coming out. Holding the heat. Okay. Where's that little mic? Okay, what do we have here? So now, to verse 8. This talks about Adi Daivaka, Adibodhika, and Adhyatmika. Anybody can explain what these three terms mean?
Three type of suffering.
Huh?
Three type of suffering caused by
How do you say klesha? I'm asking, there's three words, I'm asking about the Bhagavatam, which you didn't read. So there's three words used, discussed in the next couple words. Adhyatmika, Adibodhika, Adidaivika. And the person said miseries, three kinds of miseries. There are not three kinds of miseries.
Three kinds of things, like human beings, nature, and
Whereas Daiva, Atma, one that there's Atma, Bhautika, and Daiva.
three kinds of covering.
Atman, and not covering.
There's three different entities. One is Atma, soul. One is material elements, Bhautika, Panchabhuta. You ever heard the term Panchabhuta?
Yes.
Panchabhuta means what?
Earth, fire, water.
Right, okay, you know. So Panchabhuta means, so the word Bhuta means elements, material nature. And Daivika means Deva. D-A-I-V means, Daiva means divine, means Deva, means big controller. It means Devatas, Devis, and the Jagat Deva, Jagadish, Bhagavan. So it can mean, so the relation to creation, this verse is describing vision. We're Atma, and we have an eyeball. Eyeball is called Bhautika. Adibodhika is eyeball. And the power of vision is called Atmika, the seer. But the facility to do that is arranged by a Devata. So all three things, in order for us to see, we need Adhyatmika, we need Adibodhika, and Adidevika. If Surya Deva, who is the Deva of vision?
Surya.
What does it say in the Gita? It says, I am the sun and moon are my eyes. Who's saying that?
Krishna.
Right. It says, Akshara Ravyaham or something. Aksham. I am among eyes, my eye is Ravi. Ravi is sun god. Sun god is Ravi. And the moon is, Krishna sees it in the day and the night. Moon he sees it in the night. So that's why thieves do their business on Amavasya. The most popular day for thieving in India is Amavasya, because they have a personal conception of God. They think moon God's not looking. So Thursday is most days thieving going on. So when it's Thursday, when it's Amavasya, make sure you lock your doors at night. And your bicycle. You may forget other nights, but not that night. So let's see what this is. That's what it's saying. So BBT probably has nice commentary on these verses. Though you can read the one in the book here. It says the tanmatras are the sense objects are the tanmatras. They're called gross body. So how many tanmatras are there?
11.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. That's true. But earth, water, fire is the mind, intelligence, all that jazz, and ego, and knowledge requiring senses, etc. Words and sense. So let's see here. So this is verse number 8. Look at so heavy to move around because it's so small. How my eyeballs work. How my adivotika's working. Oh, clay, adivotika, clay. Yo Jatmiko Yam Purusha So Sav Evadi Daivaka Yes Tatrobya Baya Vicheda Purusha Yadi Bhotika Adi Daivaka Adi Admika. You see it in verse 8? The individual person possessing different instruments of senses is called adhyatmic person. See the word atma there?
Yes, we do.
Adhyatmic. You see, atmic means atma, means me. I'm the seer. But I'm not independent. And the individual controlling devata, the I, or the sense, is called the Adi Daivik. The Daivik means Deva. Adi means original. And the embodiment seen on the eyeballs is the Adibhotika person. So the eyeball is the Adibhotika. That's all for that. Now we see verse number 9. Number 9. Look at verse in your book, number 9. Oh, no, there's some more purport I want to read. Every individual in the material world is controlled by a higher devata. We have our senses, so that's why it's so foolish to think I'm independent. Some people think they're independent, it's a joke. Independence is a big joke. The devata is controlling all our senses. And, devata is controlling our movement. We can't even pass stool without higher control. Anyway. Let's read on. Probably makes a nice point of that. We have our senses. Our senses are controlled by superior controlling devatas. We cannot see without light, and the supreme controller of light is Surya Dev, sun planet. And we individual human beings, or any other living being on earth, is controlled by the sun god, as far as seeing is concerned. All the senses are controlled by superior devatas. Who are empowered. The controlled living entity is called the Adhyatmic person. The controller is called the Adidaivic person. The sun may have a gigantic body, and a human being may have a small body, but all these visible bodies are made of matter. The Surya Dev is an individual person. We're related as controller and controlled. We are the same parts and parcels. We're all the same spiritual parts and parcels of the Supreme Being. The Supreme Being who places different parts and parcels in different positions. And and the conclusion is the Supreme Person is the shelter of all. So there's devatas and there's atmas. The atmas are controlled by the devatas, and the devatas are controlled by the Paradevata. Paradevata is Bhagavan. Look at text number 9. Ekam ekad tarabhave yada no pala bhame chita yam tatra yoveda satma swashrashraya. Above all these three stages, Adibhotika, Adimika, Adidaivika, of different living entities are interdependent. In absence of one, another is not understood. But the Supreme Being who sees every one of them is the shelter of the shelter, is independent of all, and therefore he is supreme shelter. Here's the commentary on verse number 9. There are innumerable living entities. Everyone's listening? And one is dependent on the other, in relationship with the controlled and the controller. Who's the controlled called?
Jiva.
Adhyatmika. You're late for discussion. Controller is called Adhyatmika. I mean, the controller is called Adhyatmika. Who's the controller?
Purusha.
Adidevika.
Adhyatmika.
Yes.
Ding dong. Devika means Devata. He wasn't even here for a discussion when he did his homework. But without the medium of perception, no one can know or understand who is the controlled and who is the controller. Who is the medium of perception of these three?
Bhautika, Adi Bhautika.
Admika.
Medium of perception.
Oh, medium perception, you're right. You're pretty smart. I have two smart guys either side of me here. Kept full of I don't want to either. For example, the sun controls the power of our vision. We can see because the sun has its body, and the sunlight is useful only because we have eyes. Without having our eyes, sunlight is useless. And without sunlight, the eyes are useless. Thus, they're independent, interdependent, and none of them is independent. Therefore, a natural question arises concerning who made them independent.
Adidevika.
Krishna.
Krishna. Okay.
Who made them interdependent? The one who made such a relationship of interdependence must ultimately be completely independent. So no one is independent except,
Krishna.
and who is he dependent on? Radharani. Swatantra Bhagavati Radharani ki.
Jai.
Krishna says in ninth Canto of Bhagavatam, in the Ambarish Jarasamuni story, what does he say?
Nahanga Sangha.
He gives up his independence, now you're Swatantra. You know that verse?
Aham Bhakta Paradina.
Yeah. Thank you. Akashwani. Like when there's a yogi, there's 4 or 5 Purohits, Brahmins. One guy is just the officiator. He just watches to make sure they chant it. If anyone makes a mistake, he corrects it. If he stands in the wings, go in the stands the wings, and I say it, oh. Hum Bhakta Pradina. Means I am controlled by my bhaktas. So Krishna is Swatantra. Swatantra means independent, Bhagavan, but he's controlled by love. So who is the greatest lover of Krishna? So who is the ultimate controller? So who is Krishna dependent on? Even Krishna is absorbed in interdependence. He depends on Radharani, and who else?
Manjari.
Manjaris. Without the Manjaris, he can't get to meet Radharani. So he follows Manjaris around with a straw between his teeth, begging for the Manjari's mercy. Oh, please tell Radharani to give over Raman. Go meet with Lalita. Tell her, order Radharani to give over Raman. The Manjari is the go-between. So Manjari is the only one independent. Radharani is dependent on Krishna, Krishna is dependent on Radharani. Dasi. Okay. Who's watching AK?
My mother is.
Okay. As stated in the beginning of Bhagavatam, the ultimate source of all interdependent objectives is a complete independent subject. The ultimate source of all interdependence is the Supreme Truth, or Paramatma, who is not dependent on anything else. He is Sarva Ashraya, which is in this verse number 9. Paramatma is dependent only on himself. He's the supreme shelter of everything. Although Paramatma and Brahman are subordinate to Bhagavan. Because Bhagavan, or Purushottam, is the super person. I really like that word, probably be a cool word. Super person. We're a Superman. Like Krishna, the super person. Super personality of Godhead. I read that word, I thought that's cool. He is the source of the super soul. Super person is the source of the super soul. If you want to be Superman, you have to generate Krishna. Or Superwoman. That's Superwoman also, you know. She wears blue tights, you know. Red S on her breast, chest, you know. Superwoman. Watch out. So, it's, you know, let me pick up. Okay, let's see what else. Got a book? Okay. Super person ki jai. So look at page 894. The jiva is the shelter of the subtle sense, the sense devata, and the gross sense in the body, which are mutually dependent. The shelter of the jiva is Paramatma. Paramatma is the shelter of Paramatma. What does that mean?
Swas. Paramatma is independent.
Paramatma is the shelter of the Paramatma. You can't understand. There's two Paramatmas going on in this material world. Who are they?
Super soul and the super person.
You're fast. You're smart. There's one super soul in our heart. Where's the other super soul? Shiradaksha Vishnu Loka is called Mahavaikuntha, spiritual planet in the material universe. He's called iCloud. You got everything up in the iCloud. So the Paramatma of the universe and the Paramatma, one guy in the universe. So he has a pacemaker on your heart. He's keeping an eye on you. Can't fool around. So the shelter of the Paramatma. Thus Paramatma is shelter. Krishna says his amsha pervades the world. Understood that Krishna is the shelter of Paramatma. So Krishna is the shelter of the Paramatma, not Shiradaksha. Because the idea of the Bhagavatam and all Puranas ultimately describe Krishna as the shelter of the shelter. The shelter of Paramatma in the heart is Shiradaksha Vishnu, and the shelter of Shiradaksha Vishnu is Krishna. That's what it's being said. So read verse 10, Panditji.
Purushondam vinirvidya yadasau savinigrahat vinirgata atmano yanam anvichan apo shrakshis shuchi.
Translation.
When the pure Purusha, separating himself from the universe, remained outside, desiring a place to lie down in the universe, he created the pure waters of the Garbhodaka.
Pretty laid back Bhagavan, huh? Laid back Bhagavan. He's chilling down the waterbed. Let's see the commentary here. The difference between Jivatma and Bhagavan has been established by the 10 characteristics of Mahapuran, and Bhakti to Krishna is hinted as deliverance of Jiva from the world. So Vishnu has interesting commentary. He says, I don't want to hear about this stuff. All the Leela avatars and Tyre, all I want to hear about Ras Leela and Joan Leela, Jalkeli and Bambihar and Madhupan Leela. Why do you always have to speak about Ratrupa and Yatma? Why is there so little talk about all the sweet qualities and forms? It's true what you're saying, but to who can we talk about these? Who's going to be able to understand relevancy topics of the Leela avatars? Those who have perfected bhakti or nitya siddhas, sadhana siddhas or nitya siddhas, constantly play in the sweet ocean of Krishna's beauty and leelas. But those who are sleeping in Maya, bed of bliss. You ready to see what it says there? Bed of bliss is right. So right. Before class I was doing that actually. I lay on top of my sleep when I went to sleep for 15 minutes. It was nice. Bed of bliss in Maya. So, they have fainted in the waves of suffering rising from their karma. They can't be woken up. How can Krishna's Leela be taught to them? The crest jewel of the Puranas. What's the crest jewel of the Puranas?
Srimad Bhagavatam.
Srimad Bhagavatam. He's merciful, thinking how to give instructions to make these jerks and dingbats wake up. How to turn them into sadhaka bhaktas. So by some trick, the Bhagavatam wakes everybody up. Jeev Jago. So all the 9 cantos will wake you up. So now I have an answer. So why can't we just read the 10th canto? Said the girl from Italy. The reply was, you're sleeping, you're a Maya, you're attached to your home, your body, everything else. You have to eat 9 cantos. Eat 9 cantos, and then you're become qualified. You're Krishna Lila. Here's a verse from Bhagavatam itself. We've already covered, which we forgot. Read the verse.
Mayam varnayato amushya ishwarasyanumodata shrunvata shraddhaya nityam mayayatma namuhyati.
And the Jiva constantly describes Maya in relation to Krishna. It remembers Maya, hears about Maya. With proper faith, one will not be bewildered by Maya. But even though by a shower of nectar pastimes of Krishna obtained by mercy of a devotee, person sleeping in the happiness of Maya and fainting in the suffering of karmas wakes up, becomes drenched, revitalized, dances and rejoices blissfully. Only those who attain great mercy become successful, not others. So here you get woken up by the Bhagavatam and hear Leela of Krishna from mass of devotees. Unless you get special mercy, you won't be successful. So there's a very emphasis on getting mercy. How do you get mercy?
By hearing from good.
By seva. You get mercy by seva. No seva, no mercy. You get bhakti gyan, bhakti vigyan, you get sense control, you get to take a birth in sattvic good in the next life. Most devotees will take another birth in sattvic good in the next life. Or a mixture of sattva and rajas and go to Chandraloka. Prabhupada said that. That's a great reward for devotees. They accumulate so much money they take birth on Chandraloka and really enjoy for 10,000 years and come back to Vishakhapatnam. You go to University of Andhra Pradesh or something. Start over again. What goes up must come down. So how do you get mercy? By seva. This is the key. Yasya prasada bhagavad prasada yasya prasada nagati katopi. The low jivas who desire to cross the material world have developed this determination to take shelter of the lotus feet of Guru, can be delivered by constantly hearing about the Atma. For this reason, there's repeated discussions about the Atma. Those who are faithful Krishna Bhaktas will relish the nectar of the whole Bhagavatam. So the whole Bhagavatam is nectar from beginning to end. Bhagavatam speaks not only about Bhagavan, which is the main topic, it also speaks about Brahman and Paramatma. Brahmati Paramatmati Bhagavanati Shabdite. So therefore, Bhagavatam is very generous because Bhagavatam produces bhakti even for Brahmavadis or Paramatmavadis. Bhakti even appears to those who have reached perfection in Brahman and Paramatma. This is shown in the verse Abharamaschamuniya. Very nice sentence, Vishwanath. Those that are worshippers of Brahman or yogis who worship Paramatma, their sadhana and the results they achieve are not rejected by pure devotees, but looked upon with sympathy. That's a really nice thing. Okay, because many yogis and Mayavadis, they read the Bhagavatam. They give Bhagavad Saptas. But they want to go to Siddhaloka, they want to go to Tapaloka, Siddhaloka, they want to merge in Brahman. So the Vaishnavas also read the Bhagavatam, but they want to go to Vaikuntha or Goloka Vrindavan to love and serve Krishna in a personal way. So they say, okay, you guys, go where you go. We have sympathy for you. We don't look down on them. They're missing the point of Bhagavatam, but they're getting what they want. Krishna is completely full of sweetness in rupam, guna, and pastimes, and possesses dharma, gyan, bala, and aishwarya. He contains all avatars. He's sarva-avatari, Matsya and Kurma. And he also contains Brahman and Paramatma. And is worshipped by all types of devotees. The Bhagavatam is non-different from Krishna's Swarup. What are the first and second canto of the Bhagavatam? What part of Krishna's body?
Feet. Lotus feet.
Feet and knees. Legs, I think. These feet. Get you situated, get established. This Bhagavatam reveals Krishna as the source of all avatars. What's that verse?
एते चांसकलापुं सा कृष्णस्तु भगवान् स्वयं इन्द्रादिव्याकुलं लोकं प्रडयन्ति युगे युगे.
First canto, third chapter, verse 28. 1.3.28 says Krishna is the source of all avatars. He's the original personality of Godhead. The Bhagavatam reveals Krishna's guna, lila, madhurya, and aishwarya, and sadhana bhakti and prema bhakti, as well as dharma, gyan, yoga, vairagya. everything is consistent. What's the Sanskrit term for consistency in Shastra? We discussed it in Pearls of Essential Truths classes. Or no, Understanding Shastra class we discussed it. First word is Shastra. Shastra Sangiti. Sangha means association, connection. Sangha. So there must be consistency. You read somewhere, like someone sent me a quotation from Prema Bhakti Chandra or something. He said that Prema is aroused, wakes up, is aroused from the dormant, is dormant in the jiva. He said, this commentary seems to contradict. I said, reject it, it's wrong. It was not just the commentary, but the translator made a mistake. So the person asked a question, I said, there's no Shastra Sangiti, because the Sandarbhas and every other part of our Shastra say that Bhakti, Bhava, and Prema are outside the Atma. They come from outside inside, from Guru, from Krishna, from Parishad. So you have to be, eyes have to be opened. So that's why the person asked the question. This inconsistency. You said, Chaitanya Chaudhary says, Bhakti Lata Bija. The Bhakti is the Bija that gets from Guru, comes from Guru Krishna. Now this book of Prema Bhakti Chandra by Nandas, in English, and of course we'll go into that, it will say the same thing in Russian also, the same thing in Italian, they're all translating from English. That's why English translations have to be very accurate. Well, that's a mistake. So we have to be attentive and careful in reading. So the person asks a question and they're clarified. Everything must be consistent. Sadhu Shastra. I just never heard of it. Oh, okay, so, hold on. Okay. That's the commentary. So, I have a question. Are you sleeping on the bed of bliss of sense pleasure? Yes or no? Not now. 5 hours from now, yes. Sleeping on the bed of bliss of sense pleasure. Good night. Good night, Saki. Good night, Dasi. Good night, Das. No. Jagran. Ekadasi Jagran. Staying up all night near Jolly Ekadasi. Dreaming of peanuts. What verse number is that?
10. 10 is.
10. Where's that? Give me that stone. Okay, what was that, 10?
Yes.
10. Huh?
Yes.
Okay. Such a Purusha.
Yes.
After separating the different universes, that gigantic form of Mahavishnu, which comes out of the cosmic ocean, enters into each separate universe and lies down on the created transcendental water called Garbhodaka. Even in the sphere of material creation, such activities of Bhagavan are also transcendental. They're also Leela, pastimes of the absolute Lord. Lord, I love that Lord still. Absolute Devata, Bhagavan. I like this Lord thing. I'm sorry. I mean, he's my Shikha Guru, but the foundation of my whole bhakti is his books and his mercy, but I don't like the word. Such pastimes, I'm reading from this book here. This is Prabhupada's Bhagavatam. Such pastimes of Bhagavan are very conducive to someone interested in self-realization in the field of bhakti. Some may argue, why not relish the transcendental Leela of Krishna in the land of Mathura and Vrindavan, Brajlila, so, which are sweeter than anything in the world. It's really nice. Prabhupada wrote this in New York City, second canto. He's dreaming of Sevakans and Vrindavan and Radha Damodar, sweeter than anything in the world. Sri Vishnu Chakravarti replies to this question, the pastimes of Krishna and Vrindavan are meant to be relished by advanced devotees. Neophyte devotees will misunderstand such transcendental activities of Krishna, and therefore Krishna's pastimes in the material sphere related to creation, maintenance, and destruction are very relishable for new devotees. Therefore, read Canto 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, boom! Going back home, going back to Godhead. There was an album, a rock and roll album released in 1976. It was called Change of Hearts or something like that. We sold them on the streets. And on the back it said, had the name George Harrison or something like that. So we showed, and it was all just devotee musicians. And it was all English lyrics with guitars and stuff. We said, you into the music? You heard of George Harrison? Yeah. And we showed the back of the name. His name was Take It With You. And there was one record on that that said, going back to home, going back to God. We had a table, we used to play it in the second of it all the time. There was one song called You're Not the Body. You know you're not the body, you're just a spirit soul. The body's just a lump of matter, destined to grow old, destined to grow old and die. You know you're not the body. The body's just a lump of matter. And then it's like echoing out. Destined to grow old, destined to grow old and die. Echo chamber and die. Guitar. We were just singing in the band. We all six guys destined to go and die. And crash a car, you know. It's called Changing Hearts, Change of Heart, or something like that. Forget. Big popular record. This one. I sold thousands of them. Guy was wrong. Carried me over $10. Oh, we cleaned up there. Okay, let's see what else Brother said. That's what it is. Okay. Let's read verse number 11. Read the Sanskrit. Tasvavat vasit. So you read it.
Tasvavat sit swasristasu sahasram parivatsaran tena narayano nama yada papuruषोद्भवा.
The Supreme Person is not impersonal, and therefore is distinctively a Nara. See the third line? Nara Ayan Nama. Therefore, the transcendental water created from the Supreme Nara is known as Nara, because the word Nara means water. Because he lies down on that water, he's known as, like you ever heard Shayan Artik? What does that mean?
We were sleeping.
Yeah, it's sleeping Artik. So Ayan means sleeping, and Nara means water, sleeping on water. Okay, read the next text, 11. Dravyam Kapala.
द्रव्यं कर्म च कालश्च स्वभावो जीव एव च यदनुग्रहतः सन्ति न सन्ति यद् उपेक्षया.
One should definitely know that all material ingredients, activities, time, and the three modes of nature and the jivatmas are meant to enjoy them all. Who are meant to enjoy them all. All exists only by Krishna's mercy only. And as soon as one does not care for them, everything becomes non-existent. So when you don't care about enjoying the material world or anything in it, then you give up, you get mukti. Here's a commentary by Srila Prabhupada, because it makes more sense than what you're looking at in front of you. Living entities are enjoyers of the material ingredients, time, three modes. They want to lord it over the material nature. In other words, everyone thinks they're God and trying to enjoy. The goal of life is to get money and enjoy food, clothing, travel, music, housing, cars, fast boats, fast planes, fast women, or fast men. Fast. Hot and fast. Hot cars, hot rods. Hot women, hot men. She's hot, he's hot. So is hell. That was very hot. You're all going there also. Krishna is the supreme enjoyer, and living entities are meant to assist Krishna in his enjoyment, and thus participate in the transcendental enjoyment of everyone. The enjoyer and the enjoyed both participate in enjoyment. Like we make sure Krishna enjoys, and we enjoy also. How do we do that? Yeah, we offer him the best kind of boga. Because when we think when we're shopping, we're cooking, we're singing, we're shopping for God, we're cooking for God, we're serving for God. So it has to be the best thing we can get in the market, we can afford to buy. And it has to be made in the best possible way we have in our intelligence and ability. It has to be presented on the tray in the most attractive, best possible way. And best Kalladesham Bhattacharya has to be the best because it's for God. We put a toast to leave and a drop of Ganga Jal and chant some mantras, ring a bell, and wait some time, and then we get the prasad and we enjoy the remnants. We're chopping bhog every day to Jagannath, and when we eat after, we eat chopping bhog. You can see how healthy we are. Come to Jagannath Puri and see the pandas. Very healthy. Jagannath's arms go like this. Why does he go like that? Why are Jagannath's arms out like that?
Because stomach is...
He can't put his arms down. His belly is too big. His belly's going, his arms are resting on his belly. Why is he smiling? You give your husband 60, you know, 56 reparations, he'll smile also. You give fourth, every dinner he gets 3 things, and the rice dal is something boring, man. You increase the number of preparations for Krishna, and you'll see your husband smile more and more. 4 sabzis, dal, samosa, pakora, chutney.
Oh my God.
They have a happy husband. Then the husband start complaining about the boga bill. You spend too much money. They say, well, one side you want chop a bog, next side you're not giving me any money. It becomes problematic, you know, that's what married life is all about. Wanting more and giving less. Want more and giving less. Okay. That's a great purport of Prabhupada. The enjoyer and the enjoyed both participate in enjoyment. But to live by Maya, living entities want to become enjoyer like Krishna, although they're not meant for such enjoyment. The Jiva Atmas mentioned in Gita are a superior nature, para prakriti. What's that verse? 7.5.
Pariyamita swanyam prakritim vidhi me param jiva bhutam mahabaho ye dandharyate jagat.
There you go. Thank you. That's about para prakriti, spiritual energy. Because the verse 7.4 is
Bhumira pona lova yukhamana 8 material energies, earth, water, fire, ether, mind, soul, and ego. And higher than that, transcendental that material energy is the power for is apara. Transcendental is yatma. We are eternal. I am nitya. You are nitya. So, there it is. Living entities are never Purushas, factual enjoyers. As such, the spiritual enjoyment of the Jiva material world is false, bogus. Are you bona fide? I have one question. Is he bona fide? It depends on who's certifying. The spiritual world living entities are pure in nature. Therefore, they are associates in the enjoyment of Krishna. And so the spiritual world is the international society for enjoyment. We're members of that society. First we serve Big Daddy, he enjoys, then we get little remnants. Sometimes a lot. Like for example, Sunday feast one time. They cooked sweet rice for 300 people. 200 people showed up. There was 2 buckets left and there were 5 servers.
Oh.
So what happened? There's a lot of enjoyment going on. Competition who can drink the most cups of sweet rice before passing out. But first we clean the temple. So in the morning, when before Mangalarti, the temple commander came in and found 5 brahmacharis lying in the temple room next to 2 buckets of half empty sweet rice. Hey guys, get up! You gotta clean up. We got Mangalarti. Oh. Those were the days. They say in days of old, knights were bold. K-N-I-T-H-T-H-C, knights, armor. Days of old, knights were bold. Now what does the soldier say? He who fights runs away.
Can
Live-
fight another day.
Lives to fight another day.
Lives to fight another day. He who fights and runs away
Lives to fight another day.
lives to fight another day. But in the old days, you fight till death. There's a story in Purana. The husband said, "Queen, I'm going out to battle." So it's okay. So the news came after 1 week that the army lost. After 10 days, somebody knocked on the front gate, and the servants, the guards came to the queen and said, "There's some guy out there, he says he's the king." And so should we let him? And he said, "No, it's not my husband." He said, "No," he said, "your husband." He said, "No, my husband wouldn't come back. My husband would only come back if he won the battle. He'll die, but he'll die or win. Do or die." That's where the phrase comes, do or die. So don't let him in. Well, she was already in a relationship with the minister. There was no loss for her. Anyway, that's another chapter. But do or die. So what are we saying, Kartik?
Do or die in this world for
We're
right.
doing everything for right.
It's all
Do or die, you guys gotta get the phrase right.
yeah. Do or die.
Do or die,
It's all
it's all
for
for
right.
right.
That's right. Do or die, it's all for Rai. R-A-I. Rai means Queen Radharani renomination. Eat one chickpea a day for 30 days. Chant 25,000 rounds. Chant 50 astakams a day. Do Gaudam Prikam every day. Take Rakan that's for your Niyam Seva. Give Bhagavatam class 10 hours a day.
10 lakhs. 10 lakhs a day.
Yeah. Chant 10 lakhs. Oh, job every day. That's your DM. Do or die is all for us. Okay. So, that's that. Now, what's this good on? Okay, let's go back to this guy. Thank you. Okay, now, what verse are we on now?
13 will 12 is completed.
Okay. 12 is completed. Oh, we did, huh?
Yes, Prabhu.
The turn page 900. Last paragraph. Who is the Samasti Guru? Oh, where do we start? Who is the Vyasti Guru? Like Vyas. V-Y-A-S-T-I, Vyasti Guru.
One song.
Guru.
Means the immediate representative, the immediate
Diksha Guru.
means in proximity. The one who's nearest to me, proximity to me, is called Vyasti Guru. Who is the Samasti Guru?
Krishna.
Samasti Guru is another form of Krishna. What side of Krishna does he sit on?
Left side.
Sits on the left side of Krishna. Why?
Because
Krishna is superior.
Krishna is superior.
Because Krishna is superior. He's the expansion of Krishna. Krishna is the Adi Purusha. So it says the totality, or samasti means the totality, or the sum total, the aggregate, sum total of all gurus is called samasti guru. It's a form of Krishna. It sits on the left side of Krishna in the spiritual world. So the totality will become the lotus stem arising from Krishna's from Garbhadaksha was navel. The lotus stem will become the gross form of the universal form, with 14 planetary systems. It will become the Salaranya Garbha, the form of Brahma, consisting of totality of jivas. become the four-headed Brahma who carries out creation of material bodies for the jivas. Thus Brahma has three forms. Let us return to the topic again. The three forms of Brahma are four-headed Brahma, Hiranyagarbha Brahma, and universal Vrataru. That's there's all the stuff about creation and stuff like that. We want to finish this chapter today. Let's see, page 907. Because one of the part of the subject is okay. Read the Sanskrit.
हस्तौरुरुहतुस्तस्य नानाकर्म चिकीर्षया तयोस्तु बलवानिन्द्र आदानम् उभयाश्रयम्.
Okay. What verse number?
24.
24. Okay. There's another translation by Prabhupada. When the Supreme Person desired to perform varieties of work, the two hands and their controlling strength, and Indra, the Devata, the Swarga Devata, became manifested. And also the act dependent on both the hands and the Devata. In every item, we can note with profit that the sense organs of the living entities are never independent at any stage. Bhagavan is known as the controller of the senses, Rishikesh. The sense organs of living entities are manifested by the will of Bhagavan. Each organ is controlled by an individual devata. No one can claim proprietorship of the senses. Living entities controlled by the senses. The senses are controlled by the devatas, and the devatas are servants of Bhagavan. This is the arrangement of the system of creation. The whole thing is controlled ultimately by Bhagavan, and thus there is no independence, either of the material nature or the living entity. It's interesting when you look at all the ancient cultures of the world, Egypt, China, India, or some other ancient cultures, most ancient, according to history. Egypt, Mexico, Aztecs, and Incas, Mayan civilization. And they also, in the Vedic civilization, they all had a pantheistic view.
Yeah.
They viewed as it's all very personal. All the cultures had the idea that there's some powerful beings controlling us, controlling the world, controlling every nature. And they had different modes and forms of worship. But with the increase of science, then everything became impersonal. So that's why architecture, everything became, because when you establish your worldview, everything or manifests from that worldview. So you see that the reality is impersonal. Now all your dealings, all your creations, all your artwork is called impersonal. It all becomes impersonal. Architecture, artwork, clothing, fashion, music, it's all very impersonal. So they're moving further away from God. This painting before used to be realist. They call it the realist paintings. And then it became surreal. Then they had Van Gogh, and then it came, what was it? Jackson Pollock, just throw paint on the canvas, you know. It's called Impressionism and different styles. Basically going away, you look at what is this? Before it was people and nature and carts and horses, and now it's just the buildings are rounded and spires, and now they're just boxes. All apartment buildings are just boxes. Before there was arches, all kinds of arches and domes and cathedrals and spires and all different designs, very personal and very aesthetic. And some of the most beautiful buildings in the world are churches. Churches. You know, they've had paintings on the ceiling. The guys hang upside down paint angels and Moses and all Jesus and all that stuff. Churches have fantastic artwork. They're all glorification of God. Look at the temples of India. Guy takes one stone, he carves it for 5 years. Every day he goes there and carves a Murti of Vishnu or 20 Murtis around the perimeter. Unbelievable. So, the whole point of the Bhagavatam is to describe the personality of Godhead. So let's go on. Nice commentary. Thank you. These books are like lifting weights. This was like 5 kilos. Okay, let's go on. What time is it? Quarter to
4:33.
4:30. Look at page, verse 29. Let's get the Sanskrit there.
आदित्सोर अन्नपानानाम् आसन् कुक्ष्यन्त नादयः नद्यः समुद्राश्च तयोस् तुष्टिपुष्टिस्तदाश्रये.
Okay. Ratrupa, universal form. Let's read another translation by Prabhupada. The sense organs are attached to the modes of nature. The modes of nature are products of hankara, false ego. The mind is subjected to all kinds of material experiences, happiness and distress, heat and cold, etc., duality. And intelligence is a feature of the mind's deliberation. Means discrimination, deliberation. Here's Prabhupada's commentary, nice commentary by Prabhupada. Illusion by material nature, living entity identifies with a false ego. I am man, I am woman, I am rich, I am poor. More clearly, when living entity is entrapped by a material body, one identifies with bodily relationships, forgetting one's identity as an eternal spirit soul. This false identity associates with different modes of nature and thus becomes attached to the modes of material nature. The mind is the instrument for feeling different material experience, but intelligence is deliberative and discriminative and can change everything for the better. The intelligent person can attain liberation from illusion by proper use of intelligence. The intelligent person can detect the awkward position of material existence and begin to inquire as to what I am. Why am I subjected to different kinds of miseries? How to get out of the miseries, and thus by good association, an advanced intelligent person can turn towards better life of self-realization. It is therefore that an intelligent person associate with the great sages and saints on the path of liberation. By such association, one can receive instructions which which will help one conditioned soul get detached from matter, and thus the intelligent person gradually gets rid of illusion of false ego and is promoted to real life of eternity, knowledge, and bliss. Nice commentary. One thing I can say, I remember reading books of Prabhupada, they always filled me full of hope. His books are very positive, very upbeat, very positive, very hopeful. If you take it with this Christian consciousness, this is a solution, this is the way of life. Always, every purport of Prabhupada ends on a sweet note. Madan Samapayat. Okay, let's turn to verse 41. Read that Sanskrit there. It's about the modes of nature a little bit.
तत्रापि एकैकशो राजन् विद्यन्ते गतयस्त्रिधा.
What did you say?
तत्रापि एकैकशो राजन्.
That's 41?
Yes.
40 is Kushala.
Kushala Mishra.
I Sattvam Rajas Samadhi.
Yes, Gurudev. It is there.
Yeah?
There means 40th verse, second line is given as Sattvam Rajas here.
Oh, okay. Okay, carry on.
Sattvam Rajas Tamaiti Tishra Shura Drunaraka Tatrapi Ekaikasho Rajan Vidyante Gatayastridha Yadaikaikataronyabhyam Svabhava Upahanyate.
According to the different modes of material nature, goodness, passion, ignorance, sattva, rajas, and tamas, there are different types of living beings, known as devatas, human beings, and bad guys, narakavadis, hellish living entities. O king, even a particular mode of nature being mixed with other two is divided into three. Thus, each kind of living creature is influenced by other modes and acquires its habits also. So we're a little sattva, a little rajas, a little tamaka. They're all competing for supremacy also. Let's hear the commentary. Living entities individually are conducted by a particular mode of nature. At the same time, there's every chance of living being influenced by other modes of nature. So you're in goodness and somebody gives you a bottle of vodka, and you become plasters. You become drunk. Then you go tobacco. All conditioned souls and material energy are influenced by passion. They're trying to lord over material nature to fulfill their desires. But in spite of motor passion, there's always a chance that one can get good association and develop goodness. And in bad association, one develops darkness or ignorance. One can change one's habit by good or bad association. One has to become intelligent enough to discriminate between good and bad. Best association is the seva of devotees. By that association, one can become the highest qualified person by the grace of Krishna's pure devotees. We've already seen in the life of Narada Muni. He became the topmost devotee of Krishna by associating with pure devotees. By birth, he was the son of a maidservant. I didn't know who his father was. He had no education. He was the lowest status. But simply by associating with devotees, by eating the remnants of their food, he gradually developed transcendental qualities of devotees. With such association, he got a taste for chanting and hearing the transcendental glories of Krishna. Because the glories of Krishna are not different from Krishna, Narada Muni got direct association from Krishna by hearing about him. Then there's the life of a Jamil. He was son of Brahmin. He was educated and trained properly in Brahminical duties, but by bad association, he became like a Chandala. Therefore, Bhagavatam always recommends association of the Mahat, a great soul, for opening the gate of salvation. To associate with a person engaged in lording over material nature, you go to the darkest region of hell. One should try to raise himself or herself by association with a great soul. This is the way of perfection of life. Read the next verse.
Sayevedam jagadhata bhagavan dharma rupadrut pushnati sthapayan vishwam tiryan narasuradibhi.
Personality of God who maintains the universe appears in different forms after establishing the creation. These different avatars act to reclaim all kinds of conditioned souls among humans, non-humans, and devatas. Vishnu incarnation is really not the right word, but manifests himself in different societies of living entities to reclaim them from the clutches of illusion. Thus, the activities of Vishnu are not limited only to human society. Why?
Like mean avatar.
Because he appears as a fish, a pig, a tree, and many other forms. But less intelligent persons with no knowledge. Forget about that. In the material world, a fish or a pig may be considered lower than a human being. But when Krishna appears as a fish or a pig, he is neither of them in material conception. It is Krishna's causeless mercy that appears in every society or species of life. I remember reading that and we were joking with my friends. I said, last night I saw the cockroach avatar in the kitchen, in the temple kitchen. I remember reading the second canto. I said, did you read that Krishna appears every species of life? In second avatar. He said, yeah. I said, last night I saw the cockroach avatar. If I looked like he was blue. No, I was straight. But he's never considered one of them. Conceptions of the material world such as good and bad don't apply to Krishna. We should not forget that the powers of Krishna are always the same. We do not decrease because of Krishna assumes some lower animal. There is no difference between Ram, Krishna, and his avatars, whether it's fish or hog. So, Krishna's always all powerful. That's funny. Krishna was a baby, 6 days old. He killed Buddha. So he doesn't have to lift weights and take protein powder to become strong. Yeah. I take protein powder. I think I threw it out and gave it to monkeys. Read verse 46.
Ayam tu brahmana kalpa savikalpa udahruta vidhi sadharano yatra sarga prakruta vaikruta.
Read the translation.
The life of Brahma has divisions of days. The usual procedure is that the Sarga creation takes place at the beginning of the life of Brahma and the Visarga creation takes place at the beginning of the day of Brahma.
Okay, thank you, Brahma. There are 3 different types of creation. Mahakalpa, Vikalpa, and Kalpa. In Mahakalpa, Vishnu assumes the first Purusha as Karna Daksha Vishnu. But who's the other name for that?
I don't know that. Sada. Mahavishnu.
Yeah, Mahavishnu is Karna Daksha. Karna means cause. He's lying down cause. Shay means he's lying down, he's the cause. The Karna Daksha Vishnu, with all potencies of the Mahatattva and the 16 principles of creative matter and instruments. Creative instruments are 11, ingredients are 5, and all of them are products of Mahat or materialistic ego. Ahankar. Not Ahankar. These creations by Lord Mahavishnu are called Mahakalpa. The creation of Brahma and material ingredients are called Vikalpa. The creation of Brahma in each day of his life is called Kalpa. So, tell me what I say. There's Mahakalpa. The Mahakalpa, Vikalpa, and Kalpa. In the upper planetary system, duration of one complete day and night is equal to 1 year on Earth. So, 365 days of our time is 1 day in heavenly planets. Wow. That's a good thing, huh? Okay, let's read verse 50. $49.50.
क्षत्तु कौशारवेस्तस्य संवादोऽध्यात्मा संश्रुता यद्वा स भगवांस्तस्मै पृष्टस्तत्त्वम् उवाचः ब्रूहिणस्तद् सौम्या विदुरस्य विचेष्टितम्.
Shankarishi said, let us know who's Shankarishi talking to. Sutta Goswami. So who is also who did Sutta Goswami hear from?
Sukadev.
Shankar said, "Oh, Sutta Goswami, let us know, please, what topics were discussed between Vidura and Maitreya. Who's the guru and who's the student?"
Maitreya is guru and Vidura is student.
Maitreya is the guru and Vidura is the student. Who talks on transcendental subjects. What did Vidura ask from Maitreya? Please let us know why Vidura gave up his family members. Who was his family?
Kauravas.
The Kauravas. Who is his brother?
Dhritarashtra and Pandu.
Dhritarashtra and Pandu were the brothers of Vidura. And Dhritarashtra was blind. Materially blind and spiritually blind. Vidura tried to give him advice to not do the battle of Kurukshetra, and he said, "I'm attached to my son Duryodhana. I can't listen to what you're saying." So when we're attached, we can't take good instruction. That's commentary of Prabhupada. Sutta Goswami was narrating topics of Sarga and Visarga, and it appears that the rishis headed by Shonaka were more inclined to hear transcendental subjects that are on a higher level. There are two classes of human beings, those addicted to the material world and those who are interested in transcendental knowledge. Srimad Bhagavatam gives facility to everyone, both the materialist and the transcendentalist. By hearing Bhagavatam in the matter of Krishna's glorious activities in the material world and the transcendental world, one can derive equal benefit. That's about it. by hearing the Bhagavatam, it will open the eyes of human beings to the all-pervading consciousness of the Supreme Person. It's simply by proclaiming that one has supreme consciousness, one does not become supremely conscious. Because you have to understand, this book was written, second Canto commentaries, written by Prabhupada in New York City in 1966. 1966, 1967, everyone was taking LSD. And they were called consciousness expanding drugs. Cosmic consciousness. They have all these sort of kind of terms that we're talking about in those days. You guys weren't even thought of, or even born. But they would have, they had concerts, cosmic consciousness, and many self-styled yogis and spiritual teachers from India and other parts of the world, and also from America itself, were always going to New York City saying, I'm in cosmic consciousness. I'm experiencing supreme consciousness. You take this LSD and you can also experience it. So Prabhupada was always faced with all these kind of people. So his commentaries in the second canto are reflecting that. So he's actually, if you know the background, you can understand. It's called The Intention of the Author. Remember we discussed that, understanding Shastra. What is the author trying, what is he saying between the lines? So he's saying, just simply by claiming that one has supreme consciousness, does not mean that he's supremely conscious. You're supremely conscious means you're Krishna conscious. Not claiming you're God. I'm God. You can also become God by taking this pill. That's what the guys who discovered LSD, two professors from Harvard University, discovered it. And they were doing experiments with the students in the school, in psychology class. They gave them LSD. And he said, why go to heavy yoga austerity? It's God in a pill. God in a pill, that's what they were selling, promoting LSD. Lysergic acid diethylamide. LSD was a type of drug. So Prabhupada's slamming them here. He said, Bhagavatam will help you get supreme consciousness. One has to prove in the physical world that he has such supreme consciousness. The rishis at Naimisharanya were far above gross materialists and false transcendentalists. They're always anxious to know the real truth in transcendental matters as discussed by authorities. So this is chapter 10, finished. Basically, it was an overview of the 10 subjects of the Bhagavatam. Right? So now you know, so anyway, as was the Purana has these 10 subjects. And next Saturday, we'll start third canto.
Jai.
Jai-ho. So everyone should read chapter 1 of the third canto.
There is some question, online
Question? Okay.
Jai Shri Radhe Maharaj. When Krishna comes in this world along with his associates, do they have bodies made of material elements or they have spiritual bodies? Spiritual.
Question is asked, when Krishna appears in the material world, does he have a material body or spiritual body? What's the answer from Bhagavad Gita? No. Avajanti Bhamudha. What's the verse number? Chapter 7?
20. Chapter 9.
Look it up. Maybe have fun. Always not the Mama. There's a verse about Krishna says, when I come into the material world, people criticize, say I have a human form, Manusha Rupam. My form is Satchidananda. Lord Brahma praised in Brahma Samhita, Ishvara Parama Krishna, Satchidananda.
9:11.
Oh, thank you. You're right, Govinda. Let me see. Chapter 9, verse 11. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse 11. Avajanati ma mudha manushyam tanamashritam parambhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwara. Says those who are foolish or uneducated, they think when I take a manushrupam, manushatanam, that I am made of material energy, but I am transcendental. So that's the answer to the question is,
The question is about associates of the
yeah.
associate of Krishna.
Associates also have spiritual bodies. Krishna has a spiritual body, associates have a spiritual body. There's a song by Narottam Das Thakur. It says, Gauranga Sangi.
Gane Nitya Siddha Korimane Gaurangera Sangi.
How'd it go?
Gaurangera Sangi Gane Nitya Siddha Korimane Tare Hoi Brajabhume Vas.
There's a song by Narottam Das Thakur. It says, Gauranga Sangi.
Gane Nitya Siddha Korimane.
Gauranga Sangi Nitya Siddha Korimane. He said, one should think, Korimane, one should think that all the associates of Lord Gauranga are Nitya Siddhas. So Nitya Siddhas means they are Siddha Deya. All the six Goswamis, all these associates have spiritual bodies. And this also proves that Nitya Siddhas are only here when the Lord is here. Because some people argue that their guru is Nitya Siddha, or their acharyas in their line of Nitya Siddhas. But Narottam Das Thakur is saying, Gauranga Sangi, the associates of Gauranga that are with him when he was on this planet, are all Nitya Siddhas. Haridas Thakur and Advaitacharya and all the people, Mari Gupta, Shukambar Brahmachari, they're all Nitya Siddhas. Ishwar Puri, his guru, they're all Nitya Siddhas, all associates are Nitya Siddhas. Okay, no more questions?
No, he just said, Maharaj, what about his associates like Arjuna? But I think you answered already.
What?
No, he's asking specifically about Arjuna. Is he having?
What about, no, associates like Arjuna? No, I think Gurudev.
Also, in spiritual body.
Yes.
He says that like Dhruva Maharaj went back, left this world in the self-same body. The Pandavas left this world in the self-same body. It's like Krishna has a spiritual body, but the bewildered atheist, he left the body of Pravasa Kshetra. And the hunter Jara shot an arrow in Krishna's foot. Krishna left the body there. But Krishna doesn't have a material body, but he manifests the material body to bewildered atheists. So these are inconceivable subjects. But the top of the philosophy, what our Shastras say, the associates of Krishna have spiritual bodies, and Krishna has a spiritual body. So the Pandavas are eternal associates of Krishna in Dwarka and Hastinapur, etc., in the spiritual world. So they have spiritual bodies. They come to this world in spiritual body, they go in the spiritual body. We have Jiva Atmas, we have a spiritual body in the spiritual world. When we go to this material body at the time of Prema, we get our spiritual body and go to Vaikuntha or Goloka Vrindavan. But Krishna always has a spiritual body, and his associates always have a spiritual body. Is that it?
Jai Jai Shri Radhe.